Hey friends, it's me, Allie, and welcome to my first ever reading vlog. How crazy. Thank you so much for joining me. So this week we are going to be reading, obviously. This is mainly going to be just a reading vlog. I'm going to do a separate PhD vlog next week, so be excited. But this week my plan is to read at least 2 books, and I do have at least 1 book planned, and that is Pure Colour by Sheila Heti. I don't know what this book is about, gonna be honest. It's described as a Bible, an atlas of feeling. It is very vague, the synopsis. Let me read out the synopsis so you can understand how vague this book is. Here we are, just living in the first draft of creation, which was made by some great artist who is now getting ready to tear it apart. In this first draft, a woman named Mira leaves home to study. There she meets Annie, whose tremendous power opens Mira's chest like a portal to what she doesn't know. When Mira is older, her beloved father dies, and she enters that strange and dizzying dimension that true loss opens up. I'm guessing it's about depression, existing, the meaning of life. But Sheila Heti has been praised by people like Sally Rooney, Elif Batuman, who wrote The Idiot, Rachel Cusk, who I have not yet read. So she's pretty prolific. I've never read her, and I would like to rectify that immediately. So this is definitely, like, I am reading this week. In terms of the second book, I really don't know. I don't even know if I'll get through that. I have a few books on my list. We have La Pavona by Ottessa Moshfegh. We have The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. But it really depends on my mood, because I'm also really wanting to read something that's completely different to Pure Colour, so like not a literary novel, but I don't know what I feel like. But you're gonna come with me on this ride, on this wild ride of reading. And also you will most likely see my dog in this vlog. So enjoy that. Let me know what you think of this vlog. And should we just go straight into it? Okay, let's get straight into it. It's been an entire day. Sorry about that. I got busy and I felt kind of a bit shitty and I didn't want to go on the camera. Anyway, I wanted to give you a quick little update about Pure Colour by Sheila Heti. I am over halfway through. I love this book. I'm predicting it to be a 5-star read. I don't know what else to say about it. I can't articulate my thoughts very well today, but I will say this. I don't know how to explain this book. I wouldn't have a clue. When it talked about in the synopsis about how it's like a Bible of feelings or something. Is that what it said? A Bible of, oh no, it is a contemporary Bible, an atlas of feeling. What was I saying? Now I know why the synopsis is so vague, because I don't know how to explain this. I don't know how to explain it. The only way that I can explain it, and this is how I described it on my Instagram story, was that it's essentially a very deep philosophical reflection on existence and how we as humans prioritize our lives, and maybe kind of like a little guidance on how we should probably self-reflect a little bit and reconsider what we believe is to be the priority of our life. Does that make sense? So we have an exploration of like death and what it means for a loved one to die. Do they really leave you, or is a part of them always with you and guiding you in various ways? And we also just see like the everyday life of our main character, whose name is Mira. Her name is Mira. We see just her trying to live every day, you know, it's finding joy in those really small private moments, but also just this like bone deep melancholy of existing, of how like life is hard. Like it actually is hard. Who would have thought? And it can be depressing as fuck. And we live in a very capitalist society. It's just essentially like emphasizing capitalism bad. Why is it bad as a system? Well, it's because all that's really rewarded is constant labor. And it also talks about the position of art and who can critique art and what is actually art. It's done in a very strange way, because you go into this book and it starts describing how God created 3 different types of critics. They're the people from like the birds, the bears, and the fish. And the people that are descended from those beings, or how like they hatched, like descended from them, this way and this way. And so you kind of going thinking, what is happening? Is this like an Animal Farm situation, or is it just like a metaphor for something, for like different cultures and how different cultures and different races interact on like a global scale? Like what is happening? Honestly, the ambiguity and the confusion in the first like 50 pages, valid. I still don't quite understand what the hell's going on. However, in saying that, it's beautiful. I've cried. Sorry, I just had dinner, so I'm like hiccuping. I actually cried at least once. That's how I know a book has got me. I've been underlining and annotating because there are just so many instances where I stop reading and just think, well, fuck. No wonder it's considered like a Bible, because these words are impacting me on such a deep level. Listen to this. And it may seem very cliche, like obviously like this, maybe for you it might not be a big deal, but for me it really hit hard, the importance of living for life, if that makes sense. This is on page 109. This is just an example. But you're going to have, 8 billion people, and those 8 billion people have won the lottery. And the worst part is that nobody realizes that. They don't realize what a rare opportunity they have to observe this universe, because here's this amazing universe, and if humans hadn't evolved to this stage, they wouldn't know they were living in this beautiful place. And like, there's just that. There's this one as well. Just the fact of a brain and the leap from a brain which keeps the heart pumping to self-consciousness is not something people understand. Like, I love it. What else do we have here? I keep on underlining everything. This is on page 89. We knew so little about who we were or what we were doing here, but this little gesture spoke so gently of our not knowing, our hope, our sense of connection to something universally shared. which was our not knowing, so magnificent and dizzyingly deep. Are you serious? This is what I mean when it's a very deep reflection, a very deep philosophical reflection on existence and how we are as human beings on this earth. Oh my god, this one, I actually highlighted this. This is on page 80. She knew that one day death would find her, the same way it had found him. But this was nothing to fear or to feel too sad about, for there would always be something vaster that would hold you in its arms, something vaster even than a loving daughter. You would be held in this universe's arms, but you would also be its arms. Was she supposed to fear becoming the blood and the electrical impulses in the arms of the entire universe? She said what she said. I love this. I love this. I love this. And now I know why the color is green. If you read it, you know. But she's now a leaf. The main character is now a leaf. Don't ask me why. I'm pretty sure it's I think it's about the soul and the spirit, but it's fantastic. I'm so happy I'm reading this. Oh my god. I will keep you updated. I'm hoping to probably finish this today or tomorrow. How I'm feeling right now, I'm so tired. I'm gonna shower and go straight to bed. And yes, it's like 7 o'clock. Don't judge me. I get these random urges to watch Die Hard. Not that I'm watching Die Hard, I'm watching Criminal Minds, but still, just thought I wanted to share that. I'm rewatching Criminal Minds, and I'm at the point where the Reaper has come back, so shit's about to go down. Anyway, I'm just gonna sit here in my bed and read pure colour. I am excited. I'm also gonna turn on the light. Do I need to turn on the light? I don't think I do. So I'm just gonna chill here. You can read with me if you want to. But I'm at the point in the novel where Mira is still a leaf. She is also alongside her father, who is dead. I think I said this before. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be some sort of metaphor pertaining to soul, our souls and our spirit and nature and the universe. It's a very conceptual novel. It hurts my brain, but I'm loving every second of it. What are you having?
I didn't have any noodles, no.
You should have. They're so delicious.
I'm watching YouTube.
Yeah, I want to do that eventually, but I wanted to read a bit more of this. Nice? Yeah. It's very weird and strange and confusing, but I'm really enjoying it. Hey Mama! Yeah. Can you put the katal on? Yeah. Thank you. It is time to make a tea. This is going to be really funny. Okay, let's go make a tea. I'm going to put on the lights. So I got this tea from my wonderful friend Tiffany for Christmas, and it's filled with 20 different kinds of tea from T2. T2 is an incredible tea company, and so I like to pick ones at random. So that's what you get. So I'm literally gonna pick. So this one is wherever life brings you, wherever life takes you, bring tea. Da, 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 da. Let's have a look at what kind of tea this is. It's very loud. This is called Go Go Goa. Climb aboard a rickshaw and hit the buzzing streets of Goa. This playful blend boasts a biscuity sweetness that will keep you on the go-go. I don't want to be kept on the go-go. I want to be relaxed. I'm thinking of changing the tea. Let's choose another one. Something a bit more sleepy. No. Wouldn't it have been funny if I got the same one? This one. I don't know where I'm going from here, but it won't be without tea. Truer words have not been said. This is morning sunshine. This is the perfect brew to wake up to. No. I want to be put asleep. I'm gonna go right at the top. Let's just go right at the top. I got two. I'm just gonna choose one. So we're gonna try this one. This is Jade Mountain. Explore Jade Mountain and discover a utopia of coca, brittle pieces and green tea, a hint of chocolate and sweet hazelnut. This will do. Isn't it nice to think that tomorrow will bring more tea? So adorable. Oh my god. I literally don't care what it tastes like because it smells delicious. I'm going to continue reading and also playing with my dog, and I will exactly Hunter, and then I will thank you. Come up here and introduce yourself to the vlog. But he doesn't want to introduce himself to the vlog. He just said at me. He's like, no. I will get him on camera. I'll keep on reading and then I will talk to you soon. Look at the butterflies. How pretty is it?
It's beautiful out here. Are you ready? You want to go down here and play?
I don't know if you can see, but there's literally butterflies everywhere.
There it is in front of you. Bring it here.
Especially down here. We're literally surrounded by these butterflies. just finished it and I got teary-eyed. I really loved it, and it kind of left off on a very hopeful note, but that really hit me more than I anticipated. Yeah, I've got to figure out what book I want to read next now. I'm about to literally go out for dinner, but I thought I would quickly talk about the book that I decided to choose to read last night. So immediately after finishing Pure Colour by Sheila Heti, I knew what I wanted to read because it was a book that I literally got yesterday. I forgot that my adult fairy loot fantasy book would be coming soon, and it came yesterday, and it's Emily Wilde's Encyclopaedia of Faeries. Okay, so essentially, oh, like, what do I wear? What earrings? I'm wearing green. Maybe these like weird ones, or are they a bit too much? So I'll just wear these. Okay, my god, I love these earrings. So Emily Wilde's Encyclopaedia of Faeries literally begins with Emily arriving at a very like rural town in Scandinavia. I'm pretty sure this is historical. I won't pronounce the town name because I think I will absolutely offend with how I'll butcher the name. I have to Google how to pronounce it. I don't think it's a real town. I think it's a fictional town, but who am I to know? And she's there because she's writing an encyclopedia of fairies. She is a scholar and a researcher, and she's like, okay, I want to publish this encyclopedia, but in order to do that, I need to talk about at least a chapter on the specific fairies that are part of this town, like that are specific to this town, and they're called the hidden ones, or the locals call them the tall folk. So these, like the specific hidden ones are courtly fae, which I essentially understand it as like the lords and ladies and the kings and queens and princesses of fairies. So there are different kinds of fairies. They have different lands and territories, and she's there to research them. So Emily is very much someone who is very, like, she's there for a reason, and she's there to do her research and to do her field work. She does not want to worry about having to be nice to the townspeople because she's not there to be nice and make friends. She's there to do her research. She admits that she struggles with social interaction. It's something that she doesn't understand. She feels as though she's always doing something wrong, and so even though sometimes it hurts her with how people perceive her, because she doesn't know how to change that, because she doesn't quite understand how to interact in a way that's supposed to be proper, because she might think that she's not offending anyone, but in actuality she is. But now she just tries to essentially by ensuring that she doesn't go out there for the purpose of making friends or to be nice to people, then hopefully that will help with the need to be perceived, to be well liked. So it is something that she feels a lot of pressure about, but she's just like, no, I'm just gonna go and do this. I have to go, I'll talk soon. That's a bit better. That wasn't a great angle either. So I don't know where I was up to. I have since had dinner. Just taken off my shoes. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, right. This book. So I left off talking about how Emily struggles socially, and she also kind of has like this love-hate relationship with her colleague called Wendell Bambleby. Wendell Bambleby. So at Cambridge, he's her colleague, and she's always known that something's a bit different about him. Like specifically that she thinks that he is a fairy, like a person of the folk. And she thinks that he is some sort of like courtly fae. just from the way that he acts. But she's never really confronted him about it because she's like, it's not my business, it's fine. I'll just be here and see what happens. Anyway, Wendell, I love him. I love him. Heather Fawcett has really done so well in capturing the other worldliness and like the not human nature of being like an, you know, a supernatural-ish creature. Wendell is hilarious, and him and Emily's relationship is so fucking good. They just understand each other so well, and he understands her so well, and you can tell he's pining, but she has no idea. She just is like, how dare he be here, and he's gonna steal the credit for my work. And it's like, babe, open your eyes. But it's the most adorable thing. But I really love the way Heather has portrayed him to be an actual supernatural creature. Like, it's awesome. I love it. In terms of their dynamic, I love them. Emily is written to be not like a typical kind of YA, or this isn't YA, this is adult, I think. I'm pretty sure it's adult, but not like a typical kind of fantasy heroine whose main like job is to be likable to the reader. She's not. She's very like open about how certain things happen, and she's like, oh, I should care about the livelihoods of these people, but if it wasn't for scientific curiosity, I most likely won't care enough to try and do anything about it. And she does say that she feels confronted by these feelings, but it's something that she needed to reflect on. She's just a very awesome character. Personally, I think Heather Fawcett has done a really good job. But them two together, they're so cute. I love them so much. I would describe this book as a cozy fantasy. I would. I'm gonna describe it as a cozy fantasy book. It's just so wintry and so gorgeous, and you know the stakes aren't that like high. Shit happens, but not like end of the world kind of stuff. We're on this journey with Emily and Wendell, and there are not multiple things, but we have like the mystery of Wendell, and we have the mystery of what's happening by like the hidden ones, and what's going on with like the town and the hidden ones, and why are these fairies taking people and kidnapping them? Like, what's the deal? It's just really cool. It's really cool, and I'm having the best time. But yes, what else do I want to say? I think it's technically being promoted as like an academic rivals to lovers, or academic rivals who are technically friends. Wendell is like, you're my best friend to Emily, and Emily's like, ew, no, you're my only friend. Therefore I guess you are the best, but doesn't mean I necessarily like you. But she does. She bloody does. I love this book so much. It's so much fun. It's literally all I wanted. After Pure Colour and the existentialist crisis that I faced after reading that book, I needed something like this. I needed it. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it today. I honestly wouldn't surprise me if I do, but I'll keep you updated. This is just such a fantastic book. If you are able to read this, do it. If you enjoy cozy fantasy and just like creepy fairies, do it. Do it. It's so good. And I also have to say, like, the writing is quite good. Heather Fawcett, I'm pretty sure, is a middle grade author. Yeah, so she's a middle grade author, and she has written a young adult series. You can tell that she is like experienced with writing, because the way that she describes scenes and the environment that the characters are in, so well done. They're so beautifully written. I should have like tabbed some paragraphs to read to you, because I don't know if you believe me, but it's really beautiful. But in this fantasy world, well, in this world, there is a particular like field of research pertaining to fairies, and it's called like dryadology. So there's like an entire scholarship and like a historical scholarship documenting fairies and their world and culture and their intersections with kind of mortals in the mortal world. It's considering that it's quite a short book, in like relatively, it's just over 300 pages. There's a lot going on in here. Like this could very easily have been like an epic fantasy. Like honest, like it could have been an epic fantasy if it was a couple hundred pages more. Like seriously, it's so good. I'm having the best time. Can you imagine if I finish it and I get on here and I'm just like, this is like the fucking worst book? I hope not. I think I would recommend this maybe for readers of Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher, which I also consider to be slightly cozy fantasy. Maybe, I don't know. Would you say the same? I feel like I'm gonna consider it cozy fantasy, purely because I loved reading it. It was a very light-hearted ride, extremely well written, incredible commentary, subversion of like the tropes that you see in fairy tales, but written in a fairy tale way, very whimsical. This is kind of similar to that. So I'm having the time of my life, guys. I'm having the time of my life, and I need you all to know that, because I am just so excited about reading. I love reading, and I love when I read books that remind me as to why I love bloody reading. So I'm gonna go and have a shower and continue reading. I'm gonna take out my earrings actually. I also love earrings, if you don't know. And I'm gonna sit on this bed and I'm gonna read. I'm gonna sodding read. Oh, that did not go in. But yeah, dinner was delicious. I didn't bring you along purely because it was family time. I didn't really want to do that. I had pizza, pepperoni pizza, but wood fire, like the wood fire pizza. Oh my god, it's so good. It was so good. My mum also had a wood fire pizza. My brother had, do you care? Had like steak, and his partner also had, yeah, she had grilled fish and chips, pretty sure. Absolutely delicious. I had so much planned for today, but I ended up being absolutely distracted by this book. I'll keep you updated. Okay, bye friends. This is such a long clip. I apologize. I just read this scene where Wendell, who is the romance lead, who is also a fairy, just killed these other fairies that were about to hurt the main character, Emily. And it's low-key sexy. If I'm wearing the same top as the intro, no, I'm not. Hi everyone. So that's the end of the reading vlog. I am sorry that if that ended quite abruptly, but I read Emily Wilde's Encyclopaedia of Fairies so quickly. I read it in a day essentially because I loved it so much. So in this reading vlog I read 2 books and I love them both. I believe I gave them both 4.5 stars, but I'm going to double check because I don't want to lie on the internet. I did lie. I lied. I gave Pure Colour 5 stars and Emily Wilde's Encyclopaedia of Fairies 4.5 stars. These books were both brilliant. I'm so happy that I read them. I think I read around about a total of like 600-ish pages, across these two books, which is pretty good considering that I'm only really reading at night. The reason why I gave Emily Wilde's Encyclopaedia of Fairies only 4.5 stars is because I think the last 50 pages went too quickly. I think this book would have really been better suited to at least like 50 pages more. It's 314 pages, it's relatively small for a fantasy novel, and I wish it just had a bit more because it flew. It really did. But the way it ended, it was wonderful. There's a sequel coming. I honestly think that if you enjoy cozy fantasy, I would pick this up, but just be aware that it's still is a bit quite unsettling. It's about fairies and otherworldly creatures who don't really have, they're very amoral. So I had such a great reading week. I don't know what else to say other than thank you so much for being here with me, for sticking around this long. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Yeah, thank you. Bye.